Hello! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Story Reckless. It's been a little while here since we've done some actual D&D. So, yeah, I'm feeling excited, maybe a little nervous, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I am Nathan. I am your DM this evening. I am not a player. I'm not Amir, the cleric. I will be everybody else. And I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to pass it over to Claire.
Yep. My name's Claire. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Kidam, half-elf grave cleric, once again.
Indeed. And unfortunately, Olive will not be joining us tonight. They are still in Portugal, I believe, right? Yes? Good.
I think so.
Believe
Europe, certainly.
Yes. But yes, they will not be joining us tonight. Hopefully they'll be back with us sometime in September, early September. So maybe sooner. We'll see. But yeah, with that, let's do a quick little recap here as we jump back into the story. We kind of left off on a bit of a cliffhanger because we're going back to Kadam. So for those of you that have been following us, this is kind of like a weird jumping back to. Anyways, it doesn't really matter.
To May.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you looked it up. It's so long ago. But let us go back to Baldur's Gate, shall we? So going back to Baldur's Gate, the city is currently in a bit of chaos. The Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate, Older Ravengard, has gone on a diplomatic mission to the neighboring city-state of Elturel, and something terrible has befallen Elturel. The entire city seems to have been swallowed up by the earth itself and disappeared. On top of that, there is a horde of gnolls ravaging the countryside around Baldur's Gate and Elturel, diverting many of the military forces, the Flaming Fist of Baldur's Gate, out of the city, leaving a small number of Flaming Fist to manage the city as a growing threat of the Cult of the Dead Three has been increasing in abductions and murders around the city. And with all this chaos, there's been every faction within has been affected. The small community groups known as the Crews, the Guild, which is the great criminal organization within the city. And with all this, refugees have been pouring in. Kadam and Imsh are two characters here that we've been following, have found one of these refugees, a Hell Rider of Elturel, one of the Knights of Elturel, who is currently... All Hell Riders are being persecuted by the Flaming Fist. So she's sought you out for help and is under a strong suspicion that the Cult of the Dead Three may be behind a lot of the madness that is occurring within the world now. Specifically, her home being destroyed. She's asked for your help in getting into the city walls and seeking out a contact, an old friend of hers. And you brought her to this tavern, the Elf Song Tavern, where she met with her friend Tarina, who is currently going by Rhonda, who seems to be working for the Guild as some sort of informant. And unfortunately, she was not cooperating to give information to Rhea Mantlemorn, the Hell Rider, on where she may find leads for where the cult is operating out of. She's demanding 50 gold, which, Kadam, sounds like you may have that. Could be as simple as paying the 50 gold.
I do.
But before you could have any discussions with Tarina, there was a loud thump at the front of the tavern as the door swung open, and a group of at least 8 individuals came swaggering in, led by a very burly, pirate-looking man with a scar across the eye itself clouded, and Tarina pulled you into a room, this small dining room with a very poorly taxidermy dragon head above above the dining room table. And this is where we leave off. She's pulled you in, looking a bit worried, and closing the door behind you and Imsh. And as you are pulled in, she looks at you, Kadam. All right. And she gestures towards Rhea. If you're not willing to pay up the 50 gold, there is something you could help me with. And you start to hear some kind of muffled, bellowing shouts through the door from outside. She kind of glances nervously and then glances back to you. I may have gotten myself into a bit of trouble in my past, and I could, well, if you get rid of those gentlemen out there, specifically the big one, I'll give you the information for free. Rhea looks a bit concerned, eyebrows furrowing. Kadam.
Get rid of. Could you be a little bit more specific?
Well, you could kill them. That would make them go away. But if you could think of something else to make them leave, I suspect they might be looking for me. And at this point, as you can hear kind of tables and chairs kind of groaning against wood as people are shifting about, and that voice kind of a bit muffled, but it manages to cut through the door. And you hear this bellowing voice. All right, you lot. We're here looking for someone that goes by the name of Rhonda. Heard she's a cheater at Baldur's Bones. Tends to frequent this place a lot. Anyone who tells me where she might be, I'll give you a free round of ale. And immediately you hear multiple individuals cry out and chairs shift, and Rhonda, shit. So, Kadam, what do you do?
This ain't my scene. I will, I suppose, step outside and close the door behind me.
Okay.
Oh God, names. It's been so long. Can Imsh come with me?
Yes, of course. I mean, yeah, Imsh would. As you are going to step outside, Imsh just exchanges a look and follows right behind as you step outside. As you step out, you look kind of across the way to your left, and I'll send us all over to the map, just so we kind of have some context for what's going on. But looking over to the side, where the front door is in this direction, you see that large man standing there, hands on the hips, and already you can see the half-orc man that was sitting at the table that Imsh was observing, who was bragging about being a rat catcher. This kind of jovial half-orc man is already standing up and pointing upstairs. And you see other individuals kind of eagerly jumping to their feet, and kind of like pointing to other parts of the room, and then kind of like looking and a bit confused. And but this is what you see as you step out.
So I take it Rhonda ain't exactly popular around here. I will move, I suppose, a little bit away from the room itself.
Okay.
Here, maybe.
All right, Kadam, as you are walking out, I realized, as you're walking out, would you mind just describing yourself? Since it's been so long?
We did talk about that, didn't we?
As you're stepping across the room.
I am roughly half human, half elven. Dark brown skin, shoulder length dreads, pulled back, kind of in a half ponytail. was it copper hoops in my ears, lots of stacked bracelets, which slide and crash and jingle as I move around, mostly of coppers and bronzes. Wearing, let's see, it's late summer right now, right? So
It is indeed.
probably a short sleeve tunic and loose trousers. Um, trying to think if there's anything else particularly.
I
Yeah.
think that's a pretty good image of Kadam as you are moving across the room, and behind you we have Imp following a kind of, what would you say, a bear of a half-orc, a large, broad-chested half-orc with a shock of red hair flopped to one side, big old beard, very hairy, as he is following behind you, also wearing kind of a light tunic, kind of a reddish orange tunic. But yes, Imsh follows behind you, muttering to you, yeah, it seems like this Rhonda really is not popular.
All right then.
What are you thinking?
Well, if we could just pay off any debt, that would be mighty convenient. And I will project across the room to this man, this human, I assume?
Human, yes, this human man.
If it's a matter of coin, might I be able to help?
Well, sure. He slowly starts walking towards you, the heavy boots onto the wood. And he kind of leans down towards you. Do you know something about where Rhonda might be? And let me see here. But yeah,
Certainly I know of her. I know that she can get her nose dirty on occasion.
Well, that is definitely true. If you're talking about paying off her debt, you got 5,000 gold jingling around on those wrists of yours?
My goodness, that's quite a hefty sum. How much is he trying to pull over on me?
Make an insight check.
14.
He doesn't look like he's trying to lie to you. He's if anything, he's just studying you since you kind of stepped forward, offering to pay the debt, and is kind of sneering at you. So, you got that? Or do you know something else? And he kind of leans in, and you get this whiff of just awful breath coming off of him, kind of like a salty, rotted fish smell.
I admit I do not have 5,000 gold on me, sir. Might there be some other way of dispersing with this debt?
Bring me her head, and then it'll all be gone.
I see.
Some of his kind of minions sort of come in around, and you see that two of them are stationed at the door. That what looks to be a humanoid in a full suit of armor is just kind of watching, not doing anything about it. You see the bartender across the room is currently, like, where all of the bottles and stuff are stored, is currently like closing these thick, heavy shutters and like closing, like locking them down.
I see.
And like taking stuff off the bar and cups. And you see that two of the servers are darting across the room and helping him quickly move anything fragile into these like big, heavy cabinets.
All right, all right. That, frankly, is a very helpful information. Um, yeah. I'm afraid I can't really bring you her head, but and I kind of do another quick sweep of the room. Are people seeing the direction this is heading and like taking appropriate action, or are people like watching?
People are watching, but what they're essentially doing is grabbing their drinks and kind of just those that are far enough away are just kind of leaning back in their chairs, and those that are a bit closer are essentially grabbing their drinks and moving to the other side of the room, like towards the bar, and basically getting ready to see what happens. And everybody in here, you do see some people kind of pushing their cloaks aside to let the pommels of their blades show. Everybody in here is armed. Some people even go as far as just resting their hands on their weapons. But nobody is like trying to get involved. They're all just watching. This seems to be a common thing. And some folks are, just taking precautions.
All right. I am feeling better about this then. Yeah, all right. I don't think that I can be of terribly much help to you then, sir. If you wouldn't mind.
He gestures like this over his shoulder, and the minions start to move in. But go ahead.
If you wouldn't mind clustering all your people together. If you were sorry, I don't say that.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind maybe coming back tomorrow evening, I might have a bit more information for you.
Make a deception check for me.
That ain't bad. Deception. 19.
Wow. I'm gonna have him roll insight. Okay. Let me see here. Sure. I'm sure you won't mind if we have everybody inspect the place first. But I'll be back tomorrow and we can meet. He gives a quick whistle, and a couple of the minions they push past Imsh and start going upstairs. So they head upstairs, and you do see the other two across the room are now like looking in the booths. And they're starting to make their way around the room towards that dining area where Rhonda and Rhea are. So you have a little time here, but
yep.
Yeah, if you can think of something to maybe convince him not to have his people search, but he's
there was a window in that room, weren't there?
There's 3, yeah.
All right. Big enough for people to climb out of?
Yes. What I'm trying to figure out is if they would have a latch on them or not. Whether they would be be able to, if they could be opened or not. I suppose it would make sense for them to be. Well, actually. So, I think what it is, sure, they can open. They probably slide open. That seems reasonable to me. Maybe I don't know if that's a modern thing for a window to be able to slide open.
Like a up and down, or
yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. So they can be slid up, but due to kind of where you are, there are bars on the outside, on the bottom floor. On the top floor, no bars, but on the bottom floor, there are definitely bars. But I don't know. You could. Well, Go ahead.
Running low on spell slots.
I
That's
can,
one of the problems
I
here.
can see what Imsh has. Imsh has... Imsh still has 2 third levels, 1 second level, and all first level spells.
Well, that's fantastic.
And Imsh has...
1 or 2 shape changes.
oh, right, the shape changes. Yeah, let's see. Is that under features? Wild shape. Imp
Wild
should
shape,
have
yeah.
1 wild shape, I would think, because Imp showed up
As a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Imp has 1 wild shape left.
All right. Imsh, would you be so kind as to inform our friends what's going on?
Are you saying this in front of the big guy?
Oh, he is right in front of me, ain't he?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you can.
No. I will look over. No, but he's right there. Oh heck. How much do I want? All right. Heck, I'm gonna cast Hex on this man in front of me.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Okay.
So he has disadvantage on. Let's do strength checks.
Okay. And I'm just moving a couple of the tokens over to kind of simulate they were, working their way around the room. And then the 2 that went upstairs, they've gone upstairs. And you cast Hex on this man. What is the ability that is being hexed?
Strength.
Strength. Okay. So they have been hexed. He has been hexed. I mean, we gotta roll initiative as you reach up. What does it look like when you cast Hex?
That's a great question. I haven't done it very often.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost a sense of unease coming over the person that somehow they know is coming from me.
Well, does Hex have verbal and somatic? Because you would have to...
Yeah, it does.
It would be clear that you cast it.
Yeah, so I will run my thumb over the top of my mirror, which is put like my hand mirror that's in my belt.
Mm-hmm.
And say, I really don't think this is the best idea right now.
And you watch him almost react, like a shiver runs up his spine. Oh. And reaches for his sword, and lets out a sharp whistle that alerts all of the minions around him that turn and look. His companions there. Okay, let's roll for initiative. And I'm gonna have to do Imsh here, which is unfortunate. It looks like I thought I was able to click on Imsh's character sheet and use it, but it looks like I can't, which sucks. I'll just have to manually... Oh, there we go, it worked. Cool. Let's do this guy.
Oh goodness.
You okay?
Yes, I'm just making noises. I'm not entirely sure why.
Do you need to...
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I have just a creaky chair and things underneath my feet. I'm fine.
Okay. And Kadab, what did you get?
11.
Okay. And Rhea and Tarina will also roll. Oh shoot. Do I not have Rhea's stat block? What was... Hold on. The heck? I thought Rhea was just a thing. Just a thing.
with me, chat? Interesting. Okay. For some reason, Rhea has different stats, which makes me think that I made a stat block for Rhea. So, sorry everybody. Give me a second. Here it is. And Rhea, where are you? Yes, I did make a stat block for Rhea. Cool. All right, I will roll initiative for Rhea. They're not really gonna. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say that when you left the room and closed the door, she definitely would have pushed her ear up against the door and listened to all this happen. Same with Tarina. They're not ones to just cower in the room. Okay, I think that's everybody. So, with that, you cast Hex. You are able to get that off, and this guy is able to react, though, and he got a really high initiative. So
I see that.
he does get to react. All right. So, here we go. What can he do? Yes, so he reaches down and pulls out a scimitar and then pulls out a dagger, and he's gonna do non-lethal strikes initially. So he's basically going to clock you with the scimitar, the pommel of the scimitar, and then with the dagger. So
All right.
do that first. He gets to do 2 with the scimitar, so he's gonna go, and then one final one across the face. Actually, with the dagger, that one I will make that one lethal. So he's gonna, if he hits, slice you across the cheek with the dagger. So
All right.
here we go. Let's see if he actually hits. That is the trick. Right, they're over there. Oh wow, okay, so these will be non-lethal, these will be bludgeoning, but a 21 to hit.
Yep.
So 6 bludgeoning damage, and then he got a natural 20.
Uh-oh.
So that is 15 bludgeoning on the second.
15. Okay. This is not going well already.
And then with the final strike with a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, he deals 6 points of slashing as he slices you across the cheek, and with his basically free action to speak, he says, "You shouldn't have done that. Now tell me where she is." All right, Rhea is up. So Rhea heard the whistle, suddenly heard the drawing of blades, and you hear from behind you the door kick open as she comes running out. She steps out, quickly surveys what's happening, sees you there, head turned, bleeding, with the guy with the blades out.
My face is probably, like, heavily bruised already. I am not looking fantastic.
Okay. She is going to, so that was 5 feet of movement. Yeah, she can get, oh shit, yeah, she can run and leap up onto the table, getting a flanking position, and draws a longsword. As well as a short sword. So she also dual wields. And she gets to make, yeah, she gets to make 2 longsword attacks plus 1 short sword attack. So, she's just gonna go for it. Oh no, oh, she has advantage, right? Okay, so she rolled a natural 1, and then she rolled a 10. Great, good job, Rhea. Oh my goodness. Okay, but she does hit with the second one, and let's see if she hits with the short sword. She definitely hits with the short swords. Okay, so here we go. 9 points of slashing and 5 points of piercing. So 14 total as she slashes. Oh, actually, for that 15, which
Mm-hmm.
would have been the longsword strike. So I actually have to give him back. For that 15, he is going to use his reaction to parry and block it, and then she manages to stab him in the back with the short sword. He dealing those 5 points. So okay. It's now all the bandits. The two by the door stay by the door. The others come rushing in. It's gonna get a little confusing because Tarina has the same freaking token. So I need to like do this really quick. Sure. There we go. Okay, so they come rushing in. Excuse me. There we go. They're gonna go for Rhea because she is the one currently striking their boss. The two by the door draw light crossbows, and they are going to all attack Rhea. Okay, here we go. One gets advantage, misses. That one misses, and then the other two fire. Funk, funk. And they all miss. So she has that heavy armor on, and you see those crossbow bolts just ricochet off. The big the scimitars that they draw just clang down on top of the armor, and she kind of grunts and then stands up and looks over her shoulder menacingly at them. They kind of shrink back a little, and you start to hear some thumping upstairs as they seem to be reacting, but they're not quite here yet. Imsh! What the hell can Imsh do? Oh boy! Operation is here. Hello. Let's see. Okay, Imsh can cast spells. Imsh can cast...
Fair, Operation Fair.
All these people. Oh my god. That's so good. Kadam, what are you doing in this moment as Rhea is attacking? Chaos is starting to break loose.
I am staggering back and regretting some life choices.
Awesome. Imsh can cast Entangle, but that would really only be useful on the two. What does Entangle do? Grasping weeds and vines, 20-foot square. That's gonna get a lot of people. Maybe not actually be that useful. Oh wait, Imsh could get the 3 bandits over here, if that's useful. Does Imsh have... Imsh doesn't have Shillelagh. Wild Shape. I'll just do Wild Shape. Sure. I'll use the final Wild Shape. And Imsh can do a CR of 1/2. Great. Now I have to... Now I'm the one... Yeah.
Operation Help.
Yeah. Help! It does give examples when I click on the spell, and the example is Crocodile. Oh, druids, you are always... I'm gonna check something. You got this thing. What about bears? What are bears? Damn it. Black bear. There we go, black bear, 1/2. Perfect. Imsh turns into a black bear. It feels way more appropriate. So, in the middle of this tavern, suddenly Imsh hulks out, and apparently a black bear is only a size medium creature. Okay. Yeah. I guess they are pretty small. So, it hulks out and then kind of shrinks down. But still, a bear is in the room, and lets out a woof. Is going to that's action, so that's what Imsh does. Okay. Kadam, it's back to you.
Alright, I am gonna cast Inflict Wounds on this person.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. 20. 30?
Yes, that definitely hits.
Alright. So this is with the hex damage.
Oh boy. A lot.
Alright. Wait, really? 20. Hold on. 6, 12, 18. Oh, heck. 27 points of necrotic damage.
Very good. Yeah, you grab onto him and he as his skin starts to shrivel and he kind of collapses a bit as the air leaves his lungs, but he's still standing.
Alright, and then I am going to back up
Okay.
because I saw him
He used his reaction, yeah.
use his reaction. And is this person a threat to me, do
Yes,
I think?
Yes.
Oh, he is. Alright.
Oh, right, yeah, that one actually would have struck out at you, but I don't know if that would have made a big difference. Let's see.
Absolutely. If this person hits, I very well would be maybe down.
Wow. Rolled a 25.
Yep.
5 damage.
Um.
Were you that low? Uh-oh.
Yep. That gets me down to 0 exactly.
Shit. Oh no. Well, that would have changed things for Imsh, because Imsh, instead of Wild Shape... Sorry, everybody. Do a little rewind here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, I get that spell slot
It's
back.
fine. No, because Imsh will reach down as you go down, reaches down and grabs onto you and casts Cure Wounds.
Alright,
which-
that
Does
works.
Imsh not have Cure Wounds? Imsh doesn't have Cure Wounds. Imsh uses Healing Word, because Imsh has Healing Word. So bonus action Healing Word and then turns into bear. Perfect.
Great.
Everything-
Actually, that works just fine.
Everything is right with the universe. I just need to roll 2d4 here. Nice. So you get 10 points, hit points back from that.
That's beautiful.
And then
Oh, that's
Imsh-
beautiful.
Imsh becomes bear. Imsh is bear.
Imsh is bear.
Imsh is
Alright.
bear.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of whirl around the corner here into this little booth.
Mm-hmm.
Just get a little bit of distance.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. That takes us finally to Rena, who she is. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, she's just gonna pop out of the room. And she pushes aside the individual in front of her. Get out of my way! And they kind of stumble a bit as she pulls out a light crossbow as well. Narrows her eyes and aims at the bigger individual in the middle. So she's
I need to make a bunch of concentration checks. You carry on.
Yeah, go for it. So an 18 to hit. That's not. Yeah, that hits. Okay. And then she's going to wheel around and go back into the dragon room to get into full cover. Okay, it's now the big bandit's turn. Kind of stumbled down from those hits and is... Ooh, he just ran away. But he kind of has a bigger problem. So he is going to ignore that and is going to try to take Rhea down since she is there and can do a lot of damage. So here we go. He's these will be lethal now. He does have advantage, so he hits with both of those, and then with the dagger, hits with that as well. So Rhea is going to take 12, 17 points of damage. That's a big hit on her. She shrieks in pain, kind of stumbling back on her back leg, and manages to push the blades off of her, and he kind of laughs a bit. All right, let's dance. And she stands up to go at it. She no longer has advantage, so those will be straight rolls. Natural 20 and a 24. She hits. He'll parry again, so she hits with 2. Let's do the natural 20 first. It's a 10, so she rolled a 7. 14. 17 damage on that first hit. Ooh. It's gonna be funny. Of course, the NPC is probably gonna take down the...
You know, I am just fine with that.
Okay, well, so she does, in fact, take down the big pirate. So she swings down with her first strike of her longsword, and this guy catches it with the scimitar, glaring at her, and in that moment he has the dagger out. She just deftly knocks the dagger out of his hand, and then just runs the sword straight through his heart. And he slowly slides off the blade and falls onto his back, onto the wood. She kind of stands up and looks around at all the other bandits. At this point, you hear the running of feet down the stairs as those other two appear. And yeah, they see that guy dead there. I think... I'm gonna do this. I've done this before. I'm gonna basically do will saves here. Let's see, how many do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They still are outnumbering all of you, so they might be bold. I'm gonna set this pretty low. Okay, I'm gonna go with like a DC 8. Fail, success, success, success. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. Okay, so two of them flee. I think the two by the front door go wide-eyed and they stumble back and start running out the door. Seeing this happen. But the others come down the stairs and are going to surround Rhea. Oh wait, Imsh is there. Right. They see a bear, which is like twirling around aggressively.
Alarming.
Yeah. So this one gets to the bottom of the stairs, is gonna kind of leap over the banister to get to there, and they will flank Imsh. And this one will pivot onto the dead body of that. Actually, it makes more sense like this. There we go. Okay. So, and then this one, of course, Kadam is going to push into the booth, kind of following you there. Hears the thump of the body, looks back, sees their boss dead, and then turns to you, seeing how hurt you are, and is going to try to jab you. Alright, so let's do Rhea first. Okay, advantage. One of them hits. 7 damage. Ooh, she's looking hurt. And now on Imsh the bear. Yep, those both hit. Oh, wouldn't that be perfect if Imsh just goes down? Or no, that's right, it's not Imsh's hit points. Okay, so yeah, they start carving into the bear as they're slicing across this bear, but it's growling and Imsh is looking like he's getting ready to fight. And then finally this one to you, Kadam.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And is going to try to stab towards you.
Alright.
Wow, I rolled a natural 20. Shit. But you had 10 hit points, right?
Yep.
That is 9 points of damage. 7 plus 2. So yeah. So you were barely alive as the scimitars run through your belly. Gets pulled out.
I'll make my concentration check though.
Oh my! On the dead body. Oh, you can move it,
Well,
right?
I can move it.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. Okay. Imsh is up. So Imsh, going feral, gets to make 2 attacks. One with the bite, one with the claws. Okay. Here we go. Nice! Got a 19 and a 19. 1d6 and 2d4. Here we go. So... Let's see. Alright, so 5 damage and 2d4. Nice. One of the bandits, he just pounces on the bandit on the stairs and grabs him by the mouth, grabs him by the neck with the mouth, and just shakes abruptly, and they go limp. So they're down. Kadam, it's back to you.
All right. I am bonus action going to Misty Step
Okay.
here.
Yep.
And that is now both of my freebies.
Oh, I guess also all of the folks over here would have, on like initiative count 20, they would have like pushed back away from the fight.
There's an ogre outside.
Yeah, so as you misty step over there, and you can kind of turn for a second and look, you see that half ogre woman, and she's just kind of leaning into the door, watching all this happens, kind of sees you appear, and she just kind of, she like barely reacts, just kind of, and laughs, like a little laugh, and then
Do you mind helping?
shrugs. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, that's pretty good. Persuasion. I'm good at persuasion. 23.
Okay, she looks at you.
All right. Sure. This looks fine.
Thank
And
you so much.
Smiles. Let me roll initiative and see if she can. 15. Okay. So she unfortunately is not gonna come to her for a while, but
That's
okay.
all right. I'm realizing I already used my bonus action. Well, but I have my movement. Do I want to do that? How bad is Rhea looking?
Rhea is looking pretty hurt. Like
All right.
you can see, blood is now trickling out between the areas of the armor that are exposed.
I am weighing the fact that I can make death saves, and she can't. And I'm at 1 hit point, and she's probably
So-
having more.
Just to wait, did I do this? Yes, just to alleviate the worry a little bit. I made her a sidekick to start with, so you're good there. I'm treating her as
All
part
right.
of the party. Kind of like when you had Manfred, right? So
All right.
because
that-
we're such a small group, I tend to, whenever there's an NPC that I know is going to be with you for a while, I make them.
All right. Thank you. That helps me make my decision. I will cast Cure Wounds upon myself
Okay.
Um,
There you go.
at 2nd level.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's terrible. All right. That is my turn.
Are you gonna move or are you gonna stay there?
Oh, yeah, I could move, couldn't I? That's,
Yep.
I'm just gonna back up a bit more, probably.
Okay. As you're backing up,
Yeah.
Tarina pops out of the room once more, sees the big gentleman down,
and she kind of lets out a oh, and then sees the other one still fighting and points the crossbow. Fires. Wow, she hit. Okay, only does 3 damage to the bandit that pirate that Imp is now turning to face, and then she pops right back into that room, pushing into cover. And Rhea is now going to, with a flurry, whip around to the other 2 that are flanking her. These guys have, yeah, these guys are super weak sauce. Oh shit, another crit. Okay, yeah. So the one to the north first, dealing 8 points, and then with the crit, I mean, yeah. So that one to the north immediately goes down with 2 quick strikes. Falls back, and then she whips around with the short sword and does 8 more damage to that one. And they look really hurt as they kind of get pushed up against the wall from a quick jab with a short sword, and regain their footing. With so many of their companions down, there's only 3 of them left. There's a bear, and at this point, these last 3, they kind of are panting and looking around, seeing all the dead bodies, and look towards the door and see that those 2 are gone. And they just raise and drop the scimitars, which there's a moment, and then everybody in the tavern goes, yeah! And there's clapping and clanking of glasses, and you see people exchanging coin, and some people like cursing and giving coin out to the winners, and very quickly there was a bit of there was no music in here, but very quickly conversation goes right back to a rowdy rumble around you as you're bleeding out in this tavern. There are dead bodies everywhere, and there are now just these pirates there standing unarmed, surrendering. But Kadam, what do you do right away as this happens?
I will, I suppose, approach those who are still alive.
Okay.
And say, just go. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
As you're saying that, you hear from behind you a as the half ogre comes running into the room and like throws the chair and table that's directly there that goes sailing across the room. A bunch of people duck as it in fact, I think she throws that small table towards one of the bandits that has their hands up. So I'll just do a quick I'll do a strength 12. Yeah, so the table goes careening across the room towards this one bandit. As you're saying this, they look and go, ah! As the table just clocks them, and they go just flat down onto the ground. Not dead, but just kind of laid out, and the table goes tumbling across the room, and this half-ogre woman comes running up behind you. Do you do anything, Kadam?
I think we're good. Thank you.
What? Are you shitting me? It's already over? Come on!
Well, next time you can jump in real quick, like.
She just looks down at the one pirate that's standing there.
Alright.
And just punches him in the face. So she's gonna do an unarmed strike really quick. And yeah, hits them. They go tumbling onto the ground, and then she just kind of and then just starts walking out. There's now just groaning around you as these individuals are trying to regain their footing.
Yeah, I will help people up and just kind of usher them out the door. Well, do you want to take your companions with you?
No, we don't. No, just let us live.
All right. I have a better night than you might otherwise have. Bye.
And they go running out the door, pushing past the ogre woman who's still laughing out there. Her laughter quickly stops though when you hear the barkeep behind the way shout out, "Clean up the bodies!" And she kind of grumbles, and you see her come grumbling back into the room and start scooping up the bodies, putting them over her shoulder. But yeah.
Can I quickly go through the pockets of the leader?
Yes, you can. As she's grabbing those bandits, you quickly... It's actually funny because she grabs one quickly and then goes to grab that one and sees you go down and start doing that, and then she just goes... and then turns and grabs the next one. As you start going through the pockets, you find a coin pouch.
Mm-hmm.
There is 32 gold in there and 15 silver. He also has 2 gold necklaces. If you would like to take those are worth 25 gold each. There is on his middle finger on his right hand, there is this like black ring with a white pearl set into it. That is worth 125 gold.
Wow.
If you were to sell it.
Sure.
And that's what you find. So nothing really like, you don't find any, you basically just find valuables, right? But
I mean, that's remarkable.
and I don't know if it matters to you, but he had a scimitar and a bunch of daggers, but those were just...
No, I don't know how to use a scimitar.
Imsh is just kind of plops down like a bear and just starts licking the wounds on him. As Tarina comes out, she kind of side-eyes the bear and then comes up to you and Rhea.
Well, thanks for that. That was incredible. I'm assuming that's the big hairy one, huh?
And points to the bear.
Yes, he is still large and hairy.
Indeed.
All right, we have killed for you now.
Yes, you have. Wow, Rhea, you really learned a lot, haven't you, being a knight and all that? Yes, Rhonda.
Did anyone catch that?
Make a perception check.
17.
You quickly look around the room. Nobody's really paying attention to all of you. They are currently excitedly exchanging conversations about what just happened and just kind of speculating. You do catch a couple things. You hear the rat catcher say, kind of in a hushed tones,
My God, I think that was Lecker Deadeye. Oh, wow, I've heard of him, and they took him down. I heard recently that he took control of the uncivil serpent.
So you get that.
Okay.
What else do you catch?
Do I know the uncivil serpent? Is that a ship?
Sorry, it's a... Do you know it? Make a history check.
12.
12? I'm trying to think. I guess you live in the outer city. You don't really go to, like, taverns, right? I don't think you do. I don't think you know what it is. Yeah. So whatever you think it may be, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. You also do catch a couple of little conversations here and there that kind of, trail from transition from the fight into other goings on. You hear an individual say,
We're going to be seeing a lot more of this with the Flaming Fist being decapitated. Captains have already started bickering, I've heard, over who should be in charge with all the Raven Guard gone and all.
and you catch like one final little tidbit as two more individuals are speaking.
That was a pretty good bet, huh? You know what? I bet my last copper piece that all these damn refugees are just scouts for the army of Elturel. I bet it's all just a trick.
And those are a couple conversations that you catch as you scan the room. But nobody really seems to be paying attention to you.
Okay. Hearing Rhonda make this comment, I will just grab her by the upper arm and say, Rhonda, if you don't mind, and kind of steer her back toward the room that we were in.
Okay, yeah. So you, Rhea, and Inch, and Rhonda all go back to that room that you were in. Inch the bear kind of... I guess you do notice people are looking at Imps.
That makes sense.
But they didn't seem to really pay attention to what Torino was saying.
Okay.
So you make it into the room, shut the door behind you, and then the murmur of the crowd gets muffled.
All right. Anything you know about the Dead Three would be greatly appreciated right now.
All right, yes, I'll give you it all. No need for for the coin. Thank you for that, by the way. That was... So,
And she looks towards Rhea, who eagerly is starting to listen.
I have a good word. Several blocks northwest of here, there's a public bathhouse.
She kind of looks at you.
Kadam, you're from around here, aren't you? You're from around here?
I am.
It's called the Dancing Nymph. Don't know if you've ever been to it or heard of it, but it's northwest of here, a couple blocks. Not hard to miss. There's frolicking nymphs carved into the front gates. The followers of the Dead Three, they've been seen coming and going from the bathhouse. And I've been told that there's a secret door inside that leads to their hideout, if for lack of a better word.
All right.
Is that useful to you?
I don't know. Anything else?
That's the best I can give you. Anything else you're looking for?
Names, descriptions of these people.
Yeah, let's see.
I've seen a really big fellow going in there. Bit of a... It was hard to catch the face because most of them go in, you know how folks like to do. Hoods up, things to hide the face, things like that. But I did get a glimpse. The face was a bit scarred. Very big individual. That's about the best I can do for that description. Let's see, the Dancing Nymph is run by... There's a human inside named Jabaz, and they run the establishment, so maybe there's something there. I've seen that individual specifically speaking with the big fellow before going inside.
definitely a lot of individuals going in and out of there at odd hours, and sometimes not coming out for quite some time. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly where the hidden entrance is. Yeah. I've seen
Right.
them going in with chests at times. You know,
Chests. When they are going in with these chests, from what direction are they coming from?
how do you mean?
Like, what cardinal direction?
Good question. Give me a moment to think about it.
Absolutely.
Let's see. More or less southwest-ish. I
Alright.
have seen some individuals come directly from the west, though, going towards, and to give you a bit more specifics on where this is. It is in one of the more northern parts of the. Oh dear, what is that neighborhood?
Or in Eastway.
Yes, the one north of here.
Heapside.
Heapside, yes. That's where the bathhouse is.
Alright. Thank you. This is helpful. Coming from the south. Alright, never mind. How can Rhea get a hold of you again?
I still do like to come here. If you're looking for me. Let's see. You can head upstairs, look for a woman named Lala, halfling.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We saw her, didn't we?
Yes, you can speak with her and just let her know you're looking for Rhonda. You know what? Let's go with Marjorie.
Finding Marjorie or asking for Marjorie?
Let Lala know you're looking for Marjorie.
Right.
If I'm not here. And she looks at Rhea. If you do see me, you can approach. Just let's go with Marjorie now. Rhea rolls her eyes. Right, yes. I would like to say it's nice seeing you, Marjorie, but this has really been unpleasant. Welcome to Baldur's Gate. Alright, I feel pretty satisfied. Get on.
Alright then.
And Inch just goes,
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's see if we can't do something with this. Question for Nathan.
yeah.
One, have I heard of the dancing nymph? Specifically, is this just a bathhouse? Is this like a Grecian style bathhouse where you also work out and like it's a gymnasium? Is this also
No.
prostitution?
Right.
All right.
Let me see. This is. So the bathhouse. Okay, first, have you heard of it? Do you think you go into Heapside very often? There is the guy who does the priest for Ilmater in Heapside. Do you
Yeah,
think you interact with them?
I think so.
Okay.
I
think you know of it. You've lived in Baldur's Gate for so long. I think you would know of it. Very, very like passingly, right? Like you've just seen it. I don't know. Do you like to go to bathhouses?
Well, I do like to be clean. I don't know if I go into the lower city if there's a bathhouse closer to home.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, what I'm wondering about is if this is a whorehouse, I probably have clients there.
Right. Yes, so this is baths and prostitutes. I'm just trying to think of a different word for prostitute, but yeah.
Sex worker?
Sex worker. There we go. Yes, this is this provides baths. Like you can just go there to be clean or take a bath, but there are. It's a very small establishment. It's primarily a bathhouse. There's like a very large area in the center of the building where there are 3 big baths. So it is very much like a public kind of style bathhouse where you all just hang out in there. But off towards kind of on the. Well, okay. Let's first decide. Have you been inside the building? Do you think you would have gone there or not?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that, like, as a midwife, I am providing a fair bit of birth control, in addition to helping people have babies.
Okay. I like this then. This is great because then you'll have like an inside, because you've probably actually been throughout this place extensively to go work with clients. So, the interior of the bathhouse, there are 3 large baths as you walk in. You enter from the east side of the building. It's like double doors, and you go through a big kind of sort of a garden, like a sculpture garden with dancing nymphs and fountains. And then as you enter through the double doors, you find yourself in a larger room where there are the 3 big public baths. And then for extra money, you can pay for companionship, and there are 2 additional rooms. One to the north at the western side of the building, so like at the back side as you enter. One to the north and one to the south. And those are the 2. They refer to them as massage rooms because it doesn't have to necessarily be sexual, but that's where you can get companionship in those 2 rooms.
All right.
So it's a pretty small little business. It's not terribly large.
Okay. Well,
so I guess you would know the people that work there too, which I could get you their names in a minute.
That would be lovely.
I just have to scan through. So
absolutely. I will communicate all of this once Marjorie has left, or we have left, to, oh gosh, Rhea.
Marjorie kind of nods and says, if that's all, I'm going to go back upstairs. I did have a game with Baldur's Bones I was trying to finish up.
Go right ahead.
Goodbye. And then nods to Rhea. Goodbye, Thunder. And goes out the door. And Rhea just kind of, as the door closes and she leaves, Rhea just goes, so the people that work there is that individual, which you would know, who runs it, Jabaz.
Jabaz.
Jabaz. So Quirmala is a woman, a human woman. Quirmala. Qurmilah. So she provides companionship in one of those rooms. She tends to work the north room. And there's one other person, which I think is actually somewhere else that I added. So it'll take me a minute, but essentially there are 3 individuals that actually work that place consistently. So Jabaz is kind of like, running the business and kind of directing people and helping people. And then same with Formula, and the other companion, the other sex worker would be doing that as well, unless they are busy, right? So
so I will tell Rhea this in general. I won't necessarily give names of folks, though, just because that seems unnecessary at this point. But yeah. So there's that.
It sounds like a very promising lead. For me to go in alone, though, seems stupid.
So you want me and a bear as well?
I wouldn't say no. But I know you've done so much already. You could even just put me in touch with folks that you trust, that you think may help. In anything. I can also, now that I'm within the walls, I can try to find my own way. I know you've already done enough. I probably shouldn't even. You know what? It's fine.
Rhea, it's all right. A little bit more information for you. I don't know how cold this is, but the slaughterhouse? What is this?
Ham hock slaughter.
Yeah. And that was the correct one, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, Ham Hock Slaughterhouse in the it's been so many months, in the Stony Eyes district, just outside of the gates. Also was being set up as a Dead 3 hideout. That's the one that Lovelace and I messed with.
I see. I was under the impression that entire place was cleared out.
I don't know. Certainly it was swarming with Flaming Fist last time anything was happening. But the owner escaped from prison maybe a month after he was caught.
I see.
And his right-hand man definitely got away.
And the only lead you have is to go back to Ham Hocks. Is there any other potential leads, or?
Yeah, I could give you their names. I could give you kind of the situation.
Very well.
But this is from months ago. And I have not been in town until very recently.
All right. Yes, please.
So I will relay all of that to her.
Okay. Perfect. And she kind of winces.
Yeah.
I'm either going to just stay here the night,
I'll take her hand and give her a cure wounds.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice. 12 points of healing.
That's super nice. Yeah. She. Stories weren't wrong. Thank you. That's the second time now.
Yeah, well, people keep needing it.
A lot more will. Did you have anyone you could put me in touch with?
I mean, here in the lower city, like, there are people from the healer's crew, but we all got them outside now. Imsh, do you know anyone around here? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll figure something out. Thank you both.
Yeah. If you need to, you can come back to my place.
I just don't know how I would get back, having to get back through the walls.
That's the thing, yeah.
There's one final thing I would ask. Do you have any gold you could spare? I can repay you once everything goes back.
Here. And I will hand over the 32 gold that I got off of.
That's far too
Deadeye.
much. That's far too much. I could get by with 10 gold.
Maybe in Elturel, I imagine that you will be needing to do some sort of bribing here.
Okay.
Go ahead and take it off.
Thank you. She'll take it, pocket it. Alright, well, it seems like the owner of this establishment doesn't care that we just murdered people in here, so I will go see if I can get myself a room.
All right. You're welcome. With your permission, I might like to check in on you. If you hear my voice in your head, that is me.
Okay, good to know. I've heard of that. It's never been. I've seen it. I've seen other people do it. I've never understood.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, nods to Imsh. Alright, well, thank you. I'll be seeing you around.
Best of luck.
She kind of pulls that sheet over and... Are there any... No, there wouldn't be any clothing shops open at this hour, there?
Clothing shops, probably not. If
Yeah,
you
no,
could
it's a
probably
stupid
find
question.
something though.
Okay. And she kind of... I'm gonna go find that ogre, and she walks out of the room. Okay, so you are with Imsh here and have resolved this situation here. Wow, it's almost 9 o'clock. Do you have any final things you want to do before we wrap up tonight?
I could probably just check in with Imsh here in a few minutes, if that's all right.
Okay.
For a few minutes.
Yeah. Imsh, still in bear form, looks up at you.
Yeah, I feel like I just keep getting in over my head, Imsh.
The big head kind of pushes into you. Leans back.
You gonna head back and take care of the bakery, as it were? All right. I might spend a little bit more time here in the city while I can.
And drops the wild shape. And it's now Imp standing in front of you. Sometimes I just like to sit like that.
What's it like?
What's it like?
What's it like being in an entirely different body?
Oh, it's wonderful, you know. I get to see everything from a new perspective, you know. Feel things differently. My senses are different. You just see the world different. Really feel everything around you when you're in certain creatures. Just now I could smell everything in this room and outside of it in the most intricate detail. Yeah.
I'm glad you have this.
I'm glad you have what you have.
Thanks.
And then he kind of gently reaches out and touches the mirror. I'm glad you have this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely strange, but
Although, Kadam, I've now seen you a couple times use that power to end things, which is necessary sometimes. Just be careful.
I do my best.
I've seen Baldur's Gate bring some good people down. I don't want you to be another one of those.
Thanks. Look, I want to apologize to you for the way I treated you 10 years ago. What I did was a disservice to us both, I think. I'm sorry that I did not have the bravery to tell you what I needed to tell you. I'm sorry that you were the one that had to end things in the way that you did. It was not fair to you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I never held anything against you. It's okay.
Thanks. I hope you're real happy with Virgil.
Virgil is wonderful. He's made some really dumb decisions recently, but, you know, it's okay. We're getting through it. He's doing good work.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I imagine I'll be seeing you around.
Oh, yeah. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thanks. You too.
Are you, okay with a hug? It's okay if not.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. you a big bear hug.
I will hug him back.
Let you go. Alright. See you around, Kadam.
See you, Imsh.
He'll leave the room. And we'll end tonight here, Kadam, as you are left alone in the dining chamber there, getting ready to go on to whatever may be next.
Yep. I'll be heading to the correct spot next.
Okay. We'll see what happens then. I didn't see. I just saw operations message, and I wanted to respond if they're still there. I think they are. Yes. How do you recruit an ogre into your party? I don't know. Ask nicely. Find one and then ask nicely.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I guess it depends on the ogre. Maybe they would want you to ask not nicely. Who knows? But you gotta find one first. So if you have,
that's the hard part.
yeah, maybe you can find one in Cholt sometime. All right. Well, with that, awesome. Thanks, Claire.
Wow.
And
This is very different one-on-one.
yeah, it's very.
It feels more like being a DM, frankly.
Yeah. It's funny because it was already really intimate with just the three of us, and now it's just like, yeah. And if you end up watching this, thank you for letting me take control of Imch there. I hope I portrayed him the way that you would want him to be portrayed. I tried to channel your version of Imsh and tried to channel the things that we talked about outside of stream, so hopefully that worked. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We'll see you all next week, and have a wonderful evening.
Good night.
Bye.